So, hello, nice to be together, and I'm happy to share with you my experience. 25 years ago, when I began to save animals, I didn't imagine that it will pass so long until to see some results. And even if I am disappointed that the situation is not like I should like to be, I have to recognize that some steps were done. In Romania, the situation of stray dogs is since around 30 years. So when I began, it was just at the beginning. I created the first association for animal protection just because of the dogs, the stray dogs, because they were kept and killed in very, very bad condition. So I wanted to show to them that there is another solution to stop this multiplication of the dogs. With the time and with experience and the example that I gave, a lot of people understood that is the only way to reduce the number of the stray dogs without killing them. Because even if we want to kill them, we shall never succeed to kill them so quickly that they succeed to reproduce themselves. So the only way is to neuter the dogs. But this is very difficult to be understood by the owners, because all these stray dogs, they don't fall from the sky. The people call them stray dogs, but they are not falling from the sky. They are born somewhere in the garden, in the houses of people, and after the puppies are abandoned. The people say that they don't want to kill the puppies, but they are ready to abandon them in a park, in front of a school, thinking that somebody will take them. Some of them die in the street. Others, they are really taken by people who have heart and who doesn't want to let them. But most of them, they remain in the street and they reproduce, continue to reproduce, become very shy and aggressive also, because they are left to their own. They must live in the street, so they must learn to survive in the street. And after, it's very difficult to solve the problem. In Romania exists one of the best law of Europe. It means that Romania has a law who oblige all the owners of dogs, even the dogs of race dogs, to neuter and identify the dogs and identify and put in a national register. The problem is that the law exists but is not applied. It means nobody controls the people who have dogs if they neuter their dogs and if they register their dogs. And the stray dogs problem continue, not like 25 years before when I began. And there are some cities in Romania, like Brașov, where I live and where I work since 25 years, where there are no stray dogs in the street. But the other towns bring the stray dogs in a car, 20-25 dogs, and they release them because they know that here they will find a home, or they will be not killed, because in Brașov the stray dogs are no more killed. I am taking care of 3 shelters. One is the private shelter of my association, and 2 public shelters where until 5 years before the dogs were killed after 15 days to stay there, and after, if nobody come to adopt them, they were killed. But since the association took these shelters, we work for adoption a lot, and the dogs are not killed. But the problem, it's not the dogs, it's the human beings. They don't understand, and for different reasons, like for example, if they have a male, the most of the males are not castrated, because you see the men of the family say we shall not castrate the male because it's not good, or they say the dogs are made like this, we cannot stop them to reproduce, it's not correct. But they don't think that the dogs who are not neuter, they are suffering. They are suffering because they have not a normal life. Even if they say we don't let our dogs in the street, so they cannot reproduce. It's home, but the dog is suffering because he cannot live a normal life. And after this comes the illness, the cancer for the females and also for the males. We have a lot of cases like this. So the people must be convinced that the only way, also if you own a dog, to give him a good life is to neuter, so to protect him from an illness, from the cancer that they have after, and also to protect, to bring puppies who are not desired in a society. Because I gave the example of a woman. Even a woman cannot have make birth so many times that she could do it. To have 20, 30 children. It's the same. You cannot accept that a dog has twice a year 5, 6 puppies, because there is no place for them. There is also the problem of selling dogs. Mm-hmm. So this exists, and unfortunately this is a business which is very difficult to stop. The only way to stop is to convince the people to not buy. It's the same like with the circus. You cannot stop the circus, but you can convince the people to not go to the circus. Mm-hmm. And then the circus will stop from its own. It's the same with this business, big business, to make puppies, raise puppies who are sale with a lot of money, and unfortunately they live in very bad condition only to make puppies, and also the puppies are not healthy, and after 2-3 months maybe they die to the owners, and the owner is suffering and doesn't want another dog. Mm-hmm. So there are the problem of the dogs, it's very complex. This I learned by myself with tears and suffering, because if it was so simple to not have stray dogs, it would be just like this and nobody would have stray dogs. So even to kill them wouldn't be a solution. It's very complex. We have to do everything to stop reproducing the dogs.